Howdy mates, here's a part 3 film, I believe. Kind of lost a little bit of track, but here we've got what is known as Indian Head, in terms of the promontory that you see here. What I mean by promontory is the fact that a geologic sculpture juts out further into the waterway than the rest of the rock face, or I should say rock outcrop, hence the term promontory. And as you can see, we are surrounded by plenty of river birch. It seems to really like this particular setting. It's been the most prevalent tree that I've seen. You can tell that it's starting to change color. That being said, welcome to fall. Essentially, chlorophyll, the pigment, is wearing away. It's going back into the tree stump and the roots, and it will basically lie dormant until spring comes back. So once you lose the chlorophyll, you actually get the true color of the leaves. Now, typically, fall leaves, they range in different colors, such as orange, yellow, red, and eventually brown. Now, I'll be sure to refresh myself, but there is a specific pigment that creates the color yellow. It's always present in the leaf, but it's always the chlorophyll that takes over during, of course, spring and summer. So it just goes to show that we have now reached fall. And I tell you what, I heard that coming out here during the fall is one of the best times of the year. Here we go. We've got some lichen right here. This is most likely Reindeer Lichen. I believe that this is an example of fruticose lichen, which means that it has a structure to it. It resembles looking at coral. Great food source, especially among some of our land vertebrates, such as deer. Now, in terms of whether deer are found here, you see what I did there? I'm sure that is true. Now, typically, if you're in a setting like this, you want to steer clear from being right on the cliff's edge. Because as you can see, erosion takes full force. Great example of rock fall right here. You can actually see how smooth the rock appears once it's exposed. My goodness. Wouldn't that be a sight to witness? Especially when rockfall happens. Could you imagine? Holy cow. That would be... talk about a day to remember. My goodness. But, yeah, Lake Superior today looks fantastic. Like I said before, it is so clear right now. So really, couldn't have picked a better time to come out here. So, historically speaking, much of this rock was used towards building structures. Just because of its smooth texture, it was very ideal for creating bricks. You know, especially among early settlers of Munising. But the indigenous, the original inhabitants, include the Ojibwe. And they actually hold this very place very sacred to their heart. And that being said, makes me extremely grateful to experience it. So, It is starting to get a bit colder, but if you ever have a chance to come out here before it gets into, especially November, I would highly recommend. Or maybe even wait until the spring. Because the winters up here, they get brutal. That's for sure. So, alright, you guys, take care. Have a good one.